Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Grounded Conversations. For those who don't know, I'm Liv. I know it's been like literally forever, so I apologise if anybody's been waiting. I'm now 18 and I've dyed my hair, so little updates for you, but I'll get more into that later. So I hope you're all okay. I hope you've all been well. I've literally completely lost all the things I was going to say for this podcast, but I'm sure it'll come to me. I'm just going to start talking. I think I wanted to be I wanted to talk about today. I think I'm going to title the podcast anyways. Something like losing friends and growing pains, just because it sounds cool. I think I want to talk about. But right, I'll start off with a little story. Obviously, I'm 18 now. My 18th party was on Friday. So it was musical themed, which if you don't already follow my personal Instagram, which is at olivia.merriweather, go follow that now because photos will be posted there. Possibly just after this podcast comes out, so by the time you're listening to this, they should be out. But yeah, it was musical themed. I went as Satine from Moulin Rouge. Cool, really fun times. But one of my, don't want to say best friends because they do not deserve that title anymore. But one of my friends was invited and said he was coming. Didn't turn up, and one of my friends went outside and rang him and came back in and was like, I'm really sorry, Livy's not coming, but he said he's going to get you a present. Didn't even get a happy birthday message from the guy. Or a hi, I'm not coming message from the guy. So if you're not going to somebody's birthday party anytime soon, maybe just say happy birthday or send them a little sorry I can't make it. It would be very much appreciated and polite. Sorry. You can probably tell I'm quite annoyed. But this guy literally used to be really close, would say he was like family to me. And we would be like, we literally would do like anything for each other, like that kind of friendship. And he even said that a couple of weeks before my best friend messaged him and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, come on. He has apologised, which is fine. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about today. Like, obviously I'm 18 now, but it's actually so weird because I'm going to uni in September to study marketing. I don't actually have any clue what I really want to do because obviously I have this podcast and I hope it helps you. I hope it helps somebody. But it's not obviously guaranteed if this podcast will grow or go anywhere or if anything will come from it. Obviously I hope it does because I do really like and enjoy helping people. At least I hope it helps somebody. Or at least you find me somewhat amusing. But I like this. I want to release like songs at some point. Like I can't believe I'm admitting this online. But I write songs and poems sometimes. I think it was when I was about 14, I was struggling mentally quite a lot. And as one of my coping mechanisms, I turned to writing poetry. And since it's turned from writing poems to writing more like songs, none of them are finished yet. It is on my 2025 bingo board to sing one live at some point though. So clips might be on my Instagram at some point, probably not anytime soon. But stay tuned. But I think it's weird at this age because like so many people are like, what do you want to do when you're older? What are you doing for uni? What are you doing after college? There's so much pressure on what you're meant to do and how you're meant to know yourself. But a lot of people don't, and that's completely okay. Like it's so hard to just narrow your entire life down and just like everything coming up to this point in your life to one career and one thing. Especially because nothing is guaranteed. Like something could just come right around the corner that you didn't even like a job you didn't know existed or something you didn't even know existed. And your whole like life changed. Like I think it's my granddad's auntie. But my granddad told me a story of his auntie who had this whole like plan for her life and her whole career. And she lived in England. And then she met a man who is Italian, married him, and now they own, well, I'm not sure if they're still alive, but they went and ended up owning a cafe in Italy. And she never thought that was going to be her life, but she loved it. And I think it's hard because so much pressures are put on us and so many expectations are in a way, and the pressures we put on ourselves as well. Like, I'll be completely honest, trying to juggle my college work, water polo, my podcast, and everything else going on in life is actually so hard. But the pressure I put on myself being like, oh, I should be able to complete all this in 1 week actually just stresses me out more. And actually not being able to take a step back and be like, actually, I do work really hard and I am trying my best at it. It's completely fine if I don't do that for a week. But in my head, I just feel like I'm letting so many other people down, when in reality, the stress I'm putting on myself is the thing that's sabotaging me. Whereas if I take a step back and I'm more relaxed and I kind of breathe a bit more, I end up actually getting things done a bit more productively and actually a lot more nicely. Like, I'll be honest, usually I have a little whiteboard behind my phone, which you guys are watching from, and I write notes for the podcast. But I just wanted to come here today and kind of talk to you because I just feel like I needed to get my thoughts out. So sorry if this podcast is a bit all over the place, but thank you for staying with me and for trusting the process. But I do think, especially the pressures we put on ourselves can actually be so sabotaging. Because if we kind of take a step back and be like, actually, I'm doing really well. I'm doing really well for just getting up in the morning and persevering and going to college and going to work and doing the things I don't want to do. And for just doing all these other things. Because there's a lot more to life than what work you're doing, what you're studying, all things like that. I think what matters most is the kind of person you are. I think that's the heart of all of it. I would rather be a great person and spend more time on my podcast and this and hopefully helping people than spending this time doing my studying for my A levels just to get all A's. And I know my perspective is probably a bit different because I'm not going to a university that I do need A's or A stars for, because I need BCC to get into the uni I'm going to. So I think because of that, I don't really have the same perspective of those getting A stars and A's, which honestly, you guys hustle. You guys do what you need to do to get those grades and slay. Not for me though. But I think it's completely okay to have a clear path of where you want to go, but also to just kind of stay open-minded, because things change, life change, people change. That's completely fine. And I think the only thing that's a bit hard is because there's so many different options of what you can do. Everybody's going to go different paths, and all your friends are, and that actually sucks. Because especially now, my friends at college especially, I actually love them to bits. If you guys are listening, I love you loads. Literally. But they're literally my first friend group in a school setting that I actually like and enjoy, and doesn't make me hate myself in a way, because I've had friends in secondary. This one girl that I'll be completely honest, we weren't both in the right mental states anyways, but because we ended up building a friendship that was kind of surrounded on, oh, we both feel shit, let's feel shit together, let's complain about all our problems and then just sit in our depression. It's not actually a healthy friendship, and that was a fine friend to lose. But I think now, because it's we kind of all going off to uni, my friends that I love to bits now, and that's kind of out of my hands, it feels a bit weird, because I honestly am actually going to cry so much. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. If you guys see this clip, pretend you didn't, because this is actually kind of embarrassing. But honestly, I'm going to be so upset when we all go to uni and I'm not seeing them as much as I do, because I actually really like them and I really enjoy their company, and they're amazing friends. And I wouldn't change them for the world. They're all amazing. I love them to bits. But I don't want us to drift apart at uni, and it's actually so scary. But I know that's kind of just it's one of the growing pains of growing up. The fact that people do move apart, you will move away from people, and you might not be as close, and that can be painful. It can hurt. But at least I know in today's day and age, we all have obviously mobiles and stuff like that to stay in contact. So I am grateful for that as well. But it is just, it's quite hard, and even the growing pain of just realising oh, I'm literally an adult now. I need to figure shit out and sort myself out. And I'll be completely honest, we are going to get quite deep here. But when I was 14, I couldn't even see myself getting to the age of 16, because I thought something would happen, or I would do something that would just make me not be not be on the planet anymore. Which is quite sad. I don't feel like that now, promise. But it's quite weird now, because it's oh, I haven't actually thought about all these things that I should have been thinking of, because I was too busy trying to stay alive and trying to sort my head out and trying to just get into a place where I mentally felt okay. And while I'm there now, and I have done so much work, and I have done so much, however, I'm going to sneeze. I have done so much work and so many things to improve myself and to improve how I feel, but at the same time, it feels like I haven't gone or done as much as I should have. And I think I put too much pressure on myself in that extent, because I think, oh, I should be doing what, like, comparing myself to, like, these figures online that are the same age as me or something like that. And it's like, well, actually, we come from completely different situations. It's okay that I'm where I am in life. It's okay that that person is. We're at completely different stages. And there's reasons for that. Like, I know the bad things that happened in my life, like things that honestly genuinely hurt me and destroyed me. Without, I probably wouldn't have even have it's a bit of a tongue twister. I probably wouldn't have even started this podcast or wanted to help people or feel empathy for people and be able to understand people in ways others struggle to and be able to put myself in the shoes of other people. And I am very grateful to have those qualities, because I think it's what makes me quite a good friend and helps me kind of understand people and listen to people and give advice on situations, because I get them to an extent. And even though it is hard, because like it's so easy to sit and think about the past and be like, oh, that situation was so bad. Why was I treated so badly by that person? Why did I let that happen? Who let them happen? And blaming all these other things and even blaming yourself. But I think I can literally have a thing up on my wall that says, don't look back, you're not going that way. And while I think it's so important to reflect on the past and to understand your past, and even like looking into the future, it's good to have an idea, but you can't plan it. You're not the writer of your story. I personally think God is the writer of mine. But what's meant to happen, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, has more power over that than you. Because, yeah, you can choose your own path and your own story, but you'll be so surprised about the miracles and anything that can happen, that things can just like come in your way or come in your path, and there might seem like obstacles. It might not be what you want or what you wished for, but actually they could change your life in miraculous and wonderful ways. And I think it's actually quite kind of like a weight off my shoulders to just trust in God and be like, okay, this is God's plan. I trust what He has for me, because it takes off the stress of like feeling like I have to know what I need to do and feeling like, oh shit, I'm an adult now. I need to like get my life together, because actually I think I'm okay where I am, and I think I need to focus on where I am and think, okay, what can I be doing today to help me? And what can I be doing today to be the best version of myself? Because I find as well, like, I don't have my dream body, I'll be completely honest. It is something I do have to kind of like combat in my head and be like, oh, I don't look like this person, but actually I think I'm quite pretty. You guys might have different opinions, but you know what, keep that to yourself, please. No hate here. But yeah, I do think it's just like you have to kind of focus on what you can be doing now, whether it's just like going for a walk, exercise, what you could be studying for your A levels, things you could be planning now, things you could be doing now, all sorts like that. Because we could be gone tomorrow, like tomorrow at the end of the day. We don't know what could happen. And so there's no point planning for a future then when we might not even be here for it. And I know that's pretty like morbid, but I honestly think there's no point spending too much time in the past or too much time in the future, because it's what matters right now that honestly makes a difference. Because it's the choices you make today that change your future. So why are you going to sit around thinking about your future thinking, oh, I want to do this, somebody's going to come find me, this is going to fall on my plate? 'Cause actually you're going to have to work for it. So you might as well start today to try and do it. And it is something I'm trying to kind of work on at the moment. Like, for instance, I want to grow this podcast so I can help as many people as I can. And so I think pretty soon, so if you don't already follow Grounded, I think it's grounded.conversations on Instagram. TikTok's coming soon as well. I'll explain more of that at the end. But what was I gonna say? Oh, but I'm gonna start making like daily like planners, self-care planners, daily trackers and stuff like that, and things that I think would have helped me when I was battling things with like my mental health and like learning to love myself. And obviously I'm still on that journey, because I don't think that's something that kind of just like happens. I think you kind of have to keep up with it and keep working on it. But I'm going to create things like this for like all you lovely people and whoever else wants them to kind of use and help. So that will be coming to Etsy soon. After this, I'm literally going to be making some tonight. But I keep saying but. I do think it's so important to focus on the now rather than the future, the past, because you're not in the past anymore and you're not yet in the future. But the now can influence the future. But also, it's like the change you decide to like make today. I forgot the quote I was gonna say. We're just gonna roll with it. It's like the changes you like decide to make today influence the future, and like the things you just accept and say okay for today also influence your future. Because if you make one little change today, they're gonna have such a big impact. But then the things you just accept and say yes to, do you want that in your future? Let me just have a drink. Like if you think about friends, for instance. It's like let's go back to the guy that didn't turn up to my party. It's like, actually, if I mean the world to you and you will do anything for me, why can't you even take 2 seconds to send a birthday message? And obviously I was really upset about it. I did have a bit of a cry. But I don't want that person in my life. If you can't even send me a happy birthday message when like so many other people did, then who cares? Like, I know 3 of the people who are in my uni flat, and they all seem so lovely and so nice. But I haven't actually like met any of them in person yet. All of them messaged me happy birthday. And this guy that I've known for I think 4 years now, who literally called me his sister and was like, I will do anything for Liv. Liv's like my sister. I love her. Yabba yabba yabba. Can't even send happy birthday, or can't even be like, so sorry, can't turn up to your party. Like, mate, come on. As you can tell, I am very pissed off at this dude. But it's okay. His loss, I guess. But I also find as well, like, that was such a little change of mood. But it's fine. But I think there's so many just like pressures like from ourselves, from social media, from all these things. I think it's so important just to take a step back and be like, actually, what do I want? Because I think the most important thing is, are you happy? Are you happy? And if you're not happy, what's making you not happy? And try and change that. Like, one thing I've noticed is that if I spend a lot of time on TikTok, sometimes the things I see in there aren't really the happiest, or just like, even sometimes just spending time on TikTok, I think it kind of just like makes me lose focus and concentration on other things I'm doing. So I really need to like step back and be like, okay, let's set time limits, or will I need to delete this app? Because if it's not making me happy, what's the point? Because I think the most important thing is, are you happy? And if not, why? If yes, continue doing the things that make you happy, because that's what's crucial. And I think a problem with like that I find at the moment is I find this podcast does make me happy. I find it quite fun to record, a fun thing to do, and I really, really, really hope it does help somebody out there. But doing my like revision and stuff like that, even though I know I need to do it and know I need to do other stuff, it doesn't make me as happy. And I honestly think this is just my perspective in life, but I would rather like die knowing that my podcast has helped, even if it's just like one person or like 5 people, and just help make somebody's day a little bit better than get an A in my A levels. Because I think that's more important, and I think that's the best thing to do for me and for my life, because I enjoy it. I hope it helps other people and all sorts. But then at the same time, I do know that if I don't get the grades to go into my uni, to go into the uni I want to go to, then that could negatively impact my future. So it's really hard to find the balance, but at the same time not thinking too much about the future and focusing too much on the future that I lose the things going on today. Because it's so hard to focus so much on what you need to do on the future that you forget to enjoy the moments of today and forget to just like let yourself relax and de-stress and things like that. But I do think it's so important to put yourself first and your happiness first and things like that. And yeah, growing older, things are going to hurt things. So you're going to lose friends, you're going to drift away from people, you're going to like leave home, all these other things. And yeah, it's going to hurt, and yeah, it's going to fucking suck. But at the end of the day, it's just, we kind of have to grow up. And yeah, like, it's like when you're like younger and like, I don't know if everybody's parents do this, but like, your like legs or arms hurts and your parents are like, oh, it's just growing pains, it's just a sign you're growing. And I think it's the same for like emotionally as well. Like, yeah, we're gonna have downs. Yeah, we're gonna cry sometimes, feel sad, feel miserable. But it's the growth and the happiness after that which kind of makes it worth it. It's kind of like the circle of life. Like, yeah, like what comes around comes back around. Good will come back, bad will come back. It's all just part of life. And you have to live through the bad to get to the good, and vice versa. And I think it's more important to learn from the bad and to appreciate and feel grateful for the good. Because actually, the more good you look for, the more you actually see and appreciate. And that's something I want to add to my little diary, journal, planner things that I will be making for Etsy. So I do want them to be quite perfect. So I don't know how soon you guys are going to get them. But if there's anything in particular you want, like any particular trackers, planners, any types of journals like self-love, any particular ones, or anything you just suggest, leave it in the comments or message me on my Instagrams either at olivia.merriweather or at grounded.conversations. If you find them on Instagram, message me on there. I'm also currently, I don't have many followers on TikTok, but I'm creating a separate TikTok account to post podcast clips and for like podcast related things. And if you are listening on my YouTube, I will leave the link below because this episode will go on to 2 channels. So I have the one you're listening on to now, maybe Livy Merriweather, I believe. So I want to make that YouTube channel into more of a personal one. So I'm creating a different YouTube channel specifically for my podcast to have all the podcast stuff in one place just to reorganize it until my brain feels better. Also, I have started designing merch. I don't know if anybody will buy it, but I've started making some. So stay tuned for that. Again, follow my Instagrams, which I will also write in the little boxy things below. I can't remember the name of them, but you know what I mean. So I have started designing merch. I want to try to make them so you can wear them without people being like, why are they such a big fan of that random podcast? So I'm thinking at the moment having on the back like stay grounded in bold letters and maybe like in a smaller font have at grounded conversations underneath. And then maybe some like little cherry blossom things floating about. I've also changed the logo. Don't know if I've changed it everywhere yet. But if the logo's changed, it's because I've changed it, obviously. So I hope you all enjoy this episode. Sorry if it just seemed a bit like all over the place, but I hope you all got something. And I just want to end with like literally, it's so weird because I'm 18 now. And I had my party on Friday. And it got halfway through the night when I looked and I was like, there's literally so many people here, what the hell? I was like, if you had told like me a few years ago that I was gonna have an 18th party, first of all, little social anxiety me would have probably cried and curled up into a ball like, no, worst nightmare, no. But like, I wouldn't have believed you if you said that so many people would have turned up and that so many people love me and are friends with me and are just like all sorts. Like I literally got halfway through the night, I was like, oh my gosh, this party is for me. This many people turned up for me and like showed up for me. Like it was actually quite crazy. Like it was a weird thing to think about. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening to this and for supporting me in all sorts. If anybody does want to see Liv's amazing musical birthday party photos, go to at olivia.merriweather on Instagram now. And I'll link all my social medias below. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you all for the support. If there's anything you want, like merch wise or planner tracker wise or even notebook wise or anything like that, please. Oh, sorry, just my little cat. But yeah, if there's anything you want, please comment below or message me or anything like that. Same with if there's any episode ideas you want. Thank you all again for listening. I hope you all have an amazing day, an amazing week. I will hopefully see you very, very soon. But A-levels are also coming up, so please just be patient with me and bear with me. Thank you all so, so much. Goodbye.